We continue the series on abiding in Christ. In the last message, we saw about chosen vessels. There were many vessels, but the Master chose the vessel of clay, broken, to get mended. And the message to that vessel was, just pour out to others what I pour into you. But I want to continue that thought today. To be a vessel that the Master can use. So today we are seeing that we have to be a clean vessel. In Paul's last letter to Timothy, second chapter, verses 20 and 21. In a great house, there are not only vessels of gold and silver, but also of wood and clay, some for honor and some for dishonor. Therefore, if anyone cleanses himself from the latter, he will be a vessel for honor, sanctified and useful for the master, prepared for every good work. So here we find that the primary condition is that clean vessel. Just take in the house, we have all kinds of vessels. We have vessels we use for guests, we use for daily use. We have expensive vessels, we have not so expensive vessels. But the thing that we need to see in all these vessels is that it has to be clean. We will not use a dirty vessel. It's that we have to be a clean vessel. And so we find in what makes us unclean, what makes us dirty. When we brush shoulders with the world, we get contaminated, we get defiled. And so this cleansing in the Master's hand does not only take place once when He mends us and wants to use us, but all the time, daily. We need to come to the Lord, ask Him to cleanse us and make us whole. Now we find that only then we'll become a vessel for a noble use, good use. We'll become faithful, become diligent, we become those that God can use in His kingdom for declaring His name, bringing people to Christ. And it is only then, the Bible says, we will be prepared for every good work. And so, to be a clean vessel, here is a beautiful poem in PowerPoint saying, not yet. I like you to watch that. May the Lord speak to us all. This poem is entitled, Not Yet. It's about the trials of a teacup. I haven't always been a teacup. There was a time in my life when I was just a lump of clay. Then my Master took me and began to pat and mold and shape me. It was very painful, and I begged Him to stop, but He only smiled and said, not yet. Then He placed me on a spinning wheel, and I went round and round. I got so sick. I thought I wasn't going to make it, but then He finally let me off. Just as I thought I was going to be all right, my Master put me in an oven. I've never understood why He wanted to burn me. I yelled and begged for Him to stop, to let me out. I could see Him dimly through the glass in the oven door, but He only smiled, shook His head and said, not yet. Finally He came and took me out. Oh, that sure feels better, I said to myself. Then all of a sudden, my Master picked me up and started sanding and brushing me. Then He took a paintbrush and started painting colors all over me. The fumes were so strong, I thought I was going to pass out. I pleaded with Him to stop, but He continued to smile and said, not yet. Then He placed me in another oven. This one was twice as hot as the first. I knew that I would suffocate. I begged, I pleaded, I cried. But he still only smiled and said, "Not yet." I began to feel there was no hope. I would never make it. I couldn't take any more. It was all over for me. I decided to give it all up. Then the door swung open and the master said, "Now." He lifted me up and he placed me on a shelf to rest. Later he came to me with a mirror and told me to look. As I looked at myself, I could not believe my eyes. I said, "Oh my, what a beautiful teacup." Then the master explained, "I want you to understand that I knew that it would hurt when I patted and molded you. I knew the spinning wheel made you sick, but if I had left you alone, you would have dried up and always have been just a lump of clay. You would not have any personality in your life. I knew it was hot when I put you in the first oven, but if I hadn't, you would just have crumbled. I knew it really bothered you to be brushed and painted, but if I hadn't, you would not have any color in your life. Oh, how I know the second oven was hard for you. But you see, if I had not put you there, you would not have been able to stand the pressures of life. Your strength would not have lasted, so you would have not survived for very long. So you see, when you thought it was all so very hard, I still had you in my care. I knew all along what you would be today. I had the finished product in mind from the day I first touched you. At this time, perhaps you're going through a dark valley and you are going through a lot of trials, suffering. Sometimes, trials and suffering come one on top of the other. And maybe you're wondering, why, Lord, why this suffering? You've been faithful, you've been good, but then why the suffering? The answer is this, that God is at work in our lives. God is at work in our lives. He's trying to make us clean. He's trying to reshape us into the kind of person He can use. There may be pride in us, there may be selfishness in us, there may be jealousy in us, there may be so many things. And God wants us to clean us. And the way He does is through trials. Because when we go through trials, we know we come to God because we have no one else to go. We cry to Him. And we can get close to Him and we listen more carefully in that time of pain. But He'll take us through. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. The Lord is with me. He will take us through. And then there will be something so beautiful, so different, so radiant, so Christ-like in our lives that is the purpose God takes us through difficulties and trials. God bless you. And through this we praise the Lord, because when we have trials, God is at work. And we praise God, God is at work to make us better. In Jesus' name. Amen. Shall we pray? Gracious Father, I pray for those who are listening. Speak to them, O Spirit of God. Help them to realize they are very precious to you. They are held in your hands, and no one can help them. You are at work in